The purpose of this video is to overview the second part of our analysis module, specifically our trend, plot, and data export applications. This allows you as a user to query the raw data, plot it visually, and also download it into other formats, including MATLAB and Excel. The Bazefield trend, plot, and data export applications are located in our analysis module, and let's go there now. Right underneath the power curve module, we'll start off with trend. Trend is our primary time series investigator tool, which allows all you data junkies out there to look at all your raw tags and your raw signals over a designated period interval. You can look at different aggregations of your data, sums, averages, min, max, standard deviations, etc. I'm going to switch over to the other side of the screen here and show you what you're looking at. In our demo server here, we've just loaded up one tag by default. This is 7 days in May here for a certain solar farm. This is a string of modules, the AC expected power tag. As you can see here shown in green. We can do a lot of different things here. We can essentially zoom in and zoom out with our mouse if we scroll in. That will refit the data dynamically here, and it's interpolating 1,000 points within this menu. This is all changeable by you as well, so you can toggle different options here, different intervals, different types of data aggregates you want to look at. If you want to look at the raw data, average, time average, these are all OPC common averages or standards in industry. So you're enabled to flip and flop your data any way that you see fit. So if we scroll out again to the other cool thing about trend, you can pull in different tags by just selecting tags down here, typing in new asset tags. If you wanted to look at wind speed across 3 or 4 assets, you could type in the wind farm here, the turbines, and then the wind speed tag. You can also, if I click back here, you can also move left and right. So if you want to dynamically change the time period you're looking at your data, look at your expected power on your solar plant. Just with, in the case of a touchscreen, I can do it this way, but just with your simple mouse, you'd be able to toggle left and right. You can see the data in a table format, so all the raw data here. You can see both the timestamp, the value, and the quality. So every measurement in the Bazefield historian itself has a quality measure to it. You can choose what tag you're looking at here. You can also look at other things. So if you want to see statistics of the data within that time interval, that automatically pops up. You can look at average, time average, again, standard deviation, min, max. This is the statistics across this entire interval from start to finish. Whatever's in the window, that's what the statistics are for. You can do other things too. You can add a comment about this trend. So if you wanted to share this analysis, you saw something funky in your data on May 26th, you wanted to share it with an engineer, you could add a text field here. This will save this view, and you could create a link and then send that link to that other engineer or that other asset manager and say, hey, check this out, what happened here. You can also just export the data directly from this plot, not just printing it, but just export, give it the start and end period, the tag, and some simple formats, Excel, etc. We also have a cleaner, even data export application here, if you navigate to that directly. This here, again, is using our filter. All we're going to do is define the time period and the tags and what we want to export. So in this case, let's just choose, let's go back to our demo wind farm. Let's say I want to export wind speed for 2 turbines over a week's period because I need to do some type of analysis in Excel. I would just start to type in wind speed, it would autocomplete. I'm going to hit apply. You can see both those tags pop up into the user interface. And from there, I can just define the options how I want to export the data. So in this case, we collect all the real-time data, so you might want something beyond a 10-minute average. You might want 1-minute average data for some engineering diagnosis you're trying to do. You would just select one here, type in whatever you want. You could upload it to a text file, or we have MATLAB integration as well. You could save a .mat file. And then you're just selecting the aggregates you want. So typically for wind speed, you probably want an average wind speed within 1 minute. Now you just hit export, and that actually is dynamically calculating all the 1-minute averages live, and it creates a nice little text file you can open up with your application, typically Excel in this format. Not only can you export data this way, but really Bazefield is a completely open system in that every click of the screen that I do here sends a API, a service-based API call, and you could actually programmatically do that with your favorite programming language. So I'm a Python guy myself, so if I wanted to automate some type of query or process, I could treat Bazefield just as a database. I say, I don't want to use a web portal, I just want to query the data and do something in my application. In this case, I'm doing it directly with Python, where I'm just connecting to our demo server. I'm sending 4 queries to query turbines 9 and 11 wind speed and power. These are just simple HTTP calls I send through my script. That returns the data in a MATLAB, or in this case, a Python array. And then I can use my Python tools directly to plot that data, time series or XY plot. So multiple ways you can get data out of Bazefield. It's very easy. The other final application that we have with raw data exporting and plotting is just our XY plot tool. The difference between our plotting tool and trending tool is that plotting tool is meant for XY plots, where you have a tag on the x-axis and a tag on the y-axis. So basically, let's choose a few tags here. Maybe we want to recreate a power curve of some sort, or we want to look at the control curves, power and rotor speed, or power and blade pitch. You can choose those tags here. Let's say you want active power. There we go. Just hit apply. Now those tags will be available for you to choose in your X and Y axis. And you can set this plot up very simply. You can add a new series as well. So you can add multiple series. You can save a plot. So just for time's sake, I'm going to show you a previously made plot I made. I'm going to hit load. So this was the control curves of that turbine 11, which we saw a previous video that was underperforming. I might want to do some diagnostics of the active power here on the x-axis versus the blade pitch and the rotor speed on the y-axis. So here I just did a multiple series plot by a few clicks within the screen. You can change the colors, you can change the chart types. So besides a scatter plot, you can do other types of visualizations as well. Change the time period. You can also add conditions and filters. So if you wanted to add a filter that filtered out any active power beyond 1600, you could just type it in there, hit apply, and that would dynamically update the plot itself. So that was a quick overview of the trend tool, the data export tool, and the plotting tool. And we hope it helps you, all you data junkies out there, analyze your data better.